Hey everyone, so welcome to the start of a series that I've been looking forward to beginning for a while now. So I want to do a bit of a where are they now with the Nepal team. So get in touch with all of you and make it like a little video chat which I'll record and then I'll clip and edit and put it into the group chat just like this one is now, so that we can all get a bit of a update on where everyone's at, so that we can pray for each other and just be encouraged by what's going on in each other's lives and just be updated on what everyone's up to. So this is the first one that we'll be doing with Ella Grace. So let's begin. Okay, so guys, here we go. First installment featuring Ella. Ella, what have you been doing since you got back from Nepal at the start of this year?
I went away to Sydney to do. It was meant to be a gap year for the whole year, and it was basically like an introduction into cross-cultural missions in Australia / overseas. But it only lasted for like 3 months. And then I just went home.
That was because of COVID?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, obviously I just stayed home because what else could I do? And I spent a lot of time just reflecting for months and thinking, and yeah.
So you've just been in that season kind of in between. So since, I guess, your 3 months of study, you've just been at home with your folks, kind of pondering, pondering like the 3 months that you spent during that cross-cultural course, or like Nepal as well, or just lots of different things?
Well, I went straight, like pretty much like 3 days after I came back from Nepal, I flew to Sydney.
Mm-hmm.
So just like having a break from like the entire processing all of that, because thinking about what I was doing there, just processing all of that and everything that I learned, and also just like, what am I supposed to do now? When you feel like God's called you somewhere really divinely, and then it only lasts for 3 months. And so it's like, well, was it just meant for those 3 months, or you know what I mean, like like what's the point, like why?
Yeah, it is one of those things, like he called me to a long-term kind of course and then cuts it short. You're just like, wait, did I make the wrong decision? But no, I definitely didn't make the wrong decision, because I was called here and I'm back at home and there's nothing I can do. So what was is there something that stood out to you during those 3 months, something that really kind of stuck in your head that you learned?
I feel like I learned it through like in my readings, and when we got given like the verse for the year on New Year's Day, mine was some reference. Basically, is turn my eyes from worthless things, preserve my life according to your word. And so just a bunch of that, like focus and wholeheartedness and all of that sort of thing, and that sort of carried on into my course, and just trying to focus on that for this year. That was like my big thing, is really just focusing on being wholehearted for God, and not losing focus, and even in doing missions, or even being in a course that's focused on missions, not getting lost in just serving, but doing it out of love, not obligation.
Yeah, no, definitely doing. You don't want to be in a position of ministry or in any kind of service, really, whether it's in the church or even in your family, where you're doing it because you want acknowledgement or because you feel obligated to. You always want to be acting out of that heart of love for God and for your fellow men. So that's definitely important to keep that in mind. You spoke briefly a little bit about focus. Is there anything that occurred during our trip to Nepal that has been a focus in your mind throughout the year? Has there been like a moment or something that you were clinging onto that you didn't want to forget, or a lesson that you learned, or an experience that you had that still resonates with you, like to this day, something that you still ponder and that still convicts you and challenges you?
I think when we would walk through the streets, just everything we saw, not forgetting that, because I know I just feel like that would be so wrong to the experience, and not taking that on board and realizing that how someone else lives out their day almost, and just keeping perspective. I think so in that, and also just in the way we were living for 6 weeks, like simply in community, with not like we were blessed more than other people, but it's not like we were, you know, having great showers, even though that's not bad, but just remembering what life is about and who it's for, and because it's really easy to like come back and just go back into the normal sort of way of living, and even looking about moving forward and what you're supposed to do with your life, remembering perspective, and what your first calling is, you know. I feel like that's definitely something that God is always reminding me of, which is nice. But
100%. I think it's so easy when we come back to our comfortable, I guess, first world families and environments, to after a period of time you just kind of assume that everyone lives like the people around you. You know, everyone lives in like nice houses and has enough food and lives in excess, and that becomes the norm, and you forget about those experiences that you had where you saw people that lived a lot lower than kind of like your standard for living. And I think being reminded that life isn't about us is a huge thing, and something that we should all constantly have in our minds, because in this world there's such a big push for life is about you, and it's about what you can get and how good you can feel, and especially in the Western world where, you know, you're worth it, it's about you and you deserve all these good things. It's definitely, I guess, countercultural as well as like God honoring to remind ourselves that it's not actually about us, and we have so much opportunity to bless others, and we should constantly be reminded of those that are less fortunate and the privilege and the ability that we have to serve those people. So I definitely think that's a really great, I guess, challenge that you've been kind of rolling around in your mind throughout the year. And I hope that some of you guys, you know, will pick that up, or hopefully you already have, and are constantly, I guess, reminded of the need in the world and you know, the perspective about what's important. But I guess the next question comes is, what are your plans for the near future? You know, have you got anything lined up that you're looking at doing, or are you kind of in the in-between making some decisions and prayerfully kind of considering some options?
I'm at home, and I feel like I need to be at home, just working on my relationship with God as in like this individual thing with Him and my time with Him. But I definitely feel like I need to be involved in ministry in some way. I wasn't when I came back, and I just stopped, and I realized that that's like super important, and I really miss it. And so I want to get involved in something, and I want to find a place where I can do that, but I don't know what, and when, and like I said, it's hard to give up, like I just got a job, and so it's like what if I just have to give that up to go and do something, or and obviously like it's all, you know, you count that as nothing, you know what I mean, like it's worth it, but it's hard when you've got, you know, family, and expectations and people, like I don't know anyone like in that circle of at home who would think like, wow, that's a great idea. You know what I mean? Like I feel like they would think I'm crazy, and so it's like, well, do I like I've been given this? Do I just stay in there? It's just like working out what I'm supposed to do. But for the moment, when I don't know what I'm going to do, you know, and if you don't know what you're supposed to do, just spend time with God and be with Him, and He'll direct your path in time.
100%. That's so cool. Like even just the thought, like, because that's what it's about, you know, spending time with God. You know, we've become eternal beings when we get saved, and we're going to live for eternity with God, and that's the amazing part about, you know, being saved is getting to spend time with God. So why not just start enjoying that now? You know, if you have nothing that's kind of like immediately pressing you, or you don't know what decisions to make, you know, still consider your options and prayerfully kind of look for where God's leading you, but just enjoy time with God.
Definitely. I think someone said to me actually that they were talking about how, you know, we look at the virus as if it's been like, oh, look at all these things that have been taken away from us. But like the biggest thing and a gift we've been given is time, and time with Him. Like when in our busy lives that we, you know, have, and we like we have this, and I think that's amazing. Like what a great time to spend with God. Yeah,
that's such a unique perspective, because so many people are thinking that they're missing out on doing all the stuff, you know, that they once were able to do, but it's so enriching to think that we have now a new opportunity to spend time with God, and that's a blessing.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's an awesome thought. Thanks for sharing. Prayer request. What would you like prayer for? Is there anything going on in your life that you would like the team to surround you in prayer with? Now that we are here, making decisions about kind of what ministry you want to get involved with. Or...
I'm not too stressed about like a plan coming. Like I feel like it'll just happen. But yeah, just that. Just my relationship with God, you know what I mean? Just support in that, and prayer for focus, like I said, and wholeheartedness. Like that's like the main thing that I've been working towards this year, and really focusing on.
So just that wholehearted, I guess, devotion to God and desire for God.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I guess that's it, unless you had anything that you wanted to share as an encouragement to the rest of the Nepal team. You know, we've all had a different year. For some of us, it's had its unique surprises and blessings. For some of us, it seemed, I'm sure, just like lots of downhill battles rather than, you know, uphill victories. So is there anything that you'd like to encourage the rest of the team with? Something like, you know, supportive, pearl of wisdom, some elder grace, nugget of...
I think focusing on what like you've lost or what you don't have right now is not going to help, because it's gone. Do you know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? You can't fix what's happening, but just be thankful in whatever circumstance you're in, because I guess thankfulness is like super powerful, and being present in your circumstance and whatever is available to you in terms of ministry or whatever is just there in this moment now, use it, you know. I think, do we talk about it on team? Like often we talk about it, you know what I mean? Like you've got to honour God in the small things before big things, and so just honour Him now, and be in now. Don't think about planning post-corona or, you know, focusing on what was. Just being in the now, God.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I hope you guys take encouragement from, you know, hearing where Ella's at and what she's kind of pursuing, and I hope that you'll come around her in prayer for the things that she's asked for, and just that wholehearted devotion to God. But yeah, I think that wraps up the Where Are They Now? Is there anything? Well, the next part is you get to nominate someone, which, you know, you can choose who you nominate, hopefully someone that's conveniently located nearby.
I nominate I nominate Anthony John.
Oh my goodness, I didn't see that coming. Well, we'll get on to that. We'll find him
next week,
wherever he is, and we'll have a sit down talk with him. But yeah, it's been great having you here at the base and spending some time with you. Congratulations again on getting your P plates. That you have that freedom and independence. So yeah, thank you everyone. Tune in next week when we get Anthony here. Sit down, have a chat, and I hope you're all doing really well. God bless you.
Cut!
That's it. again.
I can't wait.